Hello, ladies and gentlemen, crypto deep divers. Welcome back to Weekly Crypto. Today, I'm broadcasting from the Canyons National Park, and I'm in the, I think it's Up Heaven Dome. This is a pretty short hike. It's very easy to come up here. So, yeah, I think Canyon National Park is a little bit boring compared to Capitol Reef National Park. Also Bryce National Park. Those are really underrated. But anyway, so today I'm going to touch on the presidential election. And it's pretty interesting how the mainstream media play out all this election and how they're reporting this election as well. Because like for example, Arizona is only, I think they only count 80% of the votes. They already say, I think Biden win that state. And all the swing state, some of them is already 90% of the votes already count. But even though it's red state, they still don't want to reporting as red. They still say too close to call, or we don't have a results yet. They try to delay reporting the state become red, right? But when it is blue, they broadcast they reporting right away. And another thing, I feel like the mainstream media is not objective, and I feel like they have an agenda in this presidential election, and they're not objective at all. They're biased, and unfortunately, this is how this is to go. And this, I think, most of the swing state, I think, go to red, right? But they don't want to report that. They just want to say, hey. And also in Florida, it's pretty interesting. Florida, they said it's too close to call. I mean, Florida is not too close to call. Come on. I think it's like 50% versus like 40, 49, 48. I mean, some of the states are very close, too close to call. Like they have like 0.5 or 0.2 differences, right? And you're talking about 2% differences, you're too close to call. I mean, how about those states that is 0. something differences? Those are too close to call. And Florida is a big state also, and then the electoral college vote has a lot in there. And Trump already take Texas as well as Florida. And also another thing is before I think before the poll closed, they basically talk about Texas will become blue. And the thing is, like, how can Texas become blue? Because a lot of Californians, they moved out of California and they got fed up with the Democrat. They moved to Texas. So those people bring along those votes as well. So, and I don't understand why they said it will be blue. It definitely is not going to be blue. Come on, in Texas, going to be blue? No way, right? Red. But anyway, let me know what you think about the mainstream media reporting this election. I felt like there's a bias. Is it only me feel that way, or you also feel that way as well? And of course, I don't. The thing is, either one of the candidate, we don't even want to pick, right? Because they are not good for crypto anyway. I mean, I think Biden may be good for crypto. Trump definitely not, because Trump is saying that this is not money, right? They talk about cryptocurrency is a fake money, something like that. But the thing is, it doesn't matter. Whoever wins, they're going to print all day long. And I think in terms of national foreign policy, I think if Trump's win, it will be better off for the US in the next 4 years. If Biden wins, that's not good, because China will become bigger, will be out of control basically. And of course, continue on. Biden is going to continue to get money from China as well, right? This is all politics. It's all about money, unfortunately. And in terms of cryptocurrency, we are starting at the bull market cycle at this time right now. There's a lot of altcoins and everything, but right now altcoin hasn't pumped yet. And on D5 decentralized finance project, we talk about a lot of projects already fail. Like you have a whole bunch of burger swap, sushi swap, kimchi swap, whatever swap, I don't know, you name it. those are not sustainable. But in the long haul, rather than putting money in those liquidity pool, why not just put your money in Ethereum instead? Not a financial advice. Use your due diligence. I'm not your financial advisor. Another thing I want to point out about the pandemic. So if you follow my channel, you already back I think back in end of January and February, when nobody even talked about the pandemic, I already talked about it. And at the time, the World Health Organization don't want to declare as a pandemic. I already tell everybody, the pandemic is coming, and I start wearing surgical masks at the end of January, and people are laughing at me, thinking I'm crazy, and those are the hurts, right? They don't see things coming. But if you look at the epidemiology, you see this thing is coming. And that is the window of opportunity to contain the virus. It's January, February, March, right? And it's very important you wear a mask. But right now, the virus is already everywhere. I suspect a lot of people already got it. And they already developed some type of T-cells immunity. And T-cells immunity cannot be measured in the lab. There's no lab in the world right now can measure T-cells immunity. They only measure B-cells. Those are the antibodies, B-cells. And that can only last 3 months as the mainstream media keep talking about it, right? Look at the different color. It's kind of interesting. So right now, if I'm outdoor, going to a national park, I stopped wearing. Actually, I stopped wearing a mask back in May when they still locked down. We already start traveling 3rd week of May to Yellowstone, Rushmore, and Idaho Falls, whole bunch of area, and Custer State Park, Badlands in South Dakota. And we did not even wear any surgical masks back in May, because the thing is, the cases over there in Dakota, in Wyoming, in Idaho is not that much. So this is just risk versus benefit, right? Everything has risk, right? So at the time, I don't think it's necessary. So we don't wear a mask when we go to national park, and people are not that vigilant anyway. People don't wear a mask. But right now, it's a very different landscape right now. Right now is what, November? And when we visit national park, we see people walking with a whole bunch of cloth masks, surgical masks, N95, KF95, KN95, I'm sorry, KN95 masks. I mean, if you are outdoor, if there's sunlight, it's not necessary to wear a mask. I mean, how can you climb up to the mountains wearing a N95, wearing a KN95 surgical mask? The thing is, the sunlight, the UV light can kill the virus as well. And also, when you're outdoor, it's all about the viral load, all about the density of the virus. If you're indoor, there's not poor ventilation, not good ventilation, of course, absolutely, you need to wear a surgical mask. When you're outdoor, the virus is already diluted. As well as you have UV light. UV light can kill the virus as well. Especially visiting Utah, those lights are pretty strong, those UV light. So I'm not that worried. So we haven't wearing any surgical masks, while we are visiting any national park. But then when you go to the store, it's mandatory. You have to wear a surgical mask. You have some type of mask. We have no choice. We have to wear a mask. But once we are out of the shops or supermarket, we take off the mask. And when we go to the bathroom, we wear a surgical mask, because those are poor ventilated area, right? But the thing is, it's very interesting when you're crossing, when you're hiking, you're somebody passing by, they put their mask on, and they're afraid that when you're passing by, they will get the virus. Come on, that's ridiculous. It's all about viral load, density of the virus, and also UV light can kill the virus as well. And all this stupid hurts. All this hurts, they know nothing. Also, they wear cloth masks. Cloth masks do not protect them. They have no filtration. When you look at the study, primary literature, they already have a whole bunch of study in Korea, and also in some other country, I forgot which one. I read a whole bunch of study. Cloth masks have no filter. 90% go through. So what's the point of wearing a cloth mask? If you wear a mask, wear a proper mask, a surgical mask, right? N95 is only for when you go to hospital. You don't need N95. So people are very stupid. We can see people wearing a mask when they are outside, when they're outdoor with plenty of sunlight, when you're in a national park. And I think they have too late. I mean, herds are the herds, right? They when I do when I start doing that back in January, and people are laughing at me. Now I'm not wearing a mask. People say I'm crazy. So I don't understand those people. I mean, they are very late in the game. They don't understand the concept of epidemiology. They don't understand how they got the virus. I mean, they have to look at study. They have to have some critical thinking. Come on, you know. I mean, just common sense. No common sense at all. Whatever the government tell them, they just listen without even questions. To me, I'm not wearing any mask, any surgical mask, any mask when I'm outdoor. When I have outdoor, there's plenty of sunlight. I'm not worried at all. Those are just risk versus benefit, right? So the risk of getting the virus is also very low. And another thing, you have to boost up your immune system as well. High dose of vitamin C and also vitamin D as well. But I'm not your healthcare provider. If you have any questions or concern about the virus, you should consult with your physician. I'm just an average citizen talking about. That's just my personal opinion about this pandemic. And right now, the virus is already out everywhere. There's no point to wearing a mask. But the thing is, indoor, you should wear a mask because of poor ventilation. If you go to hospital, healthcare facility, absolutely you should wear a mask. But outdoor, like this, in nature, with sunlight, UV light, you don't need to wear a freaking mask. Come on. But people are still very traumatized by this pandemic, unfortunately. And I suspect this pandemic will end next summer. And people still don't believe me. People still, I tell them, hey, I stopped wearing a mask. And they freak out. And they say, are you crazy? And then I said, okay, I'm traveling. And we are traveling. And I say, you're crazy. Oh, come on. So when, I mean, they are very late into the game in terms of thinking. You got to think ahead of the time, right? Come on. I mean, anyway, I don't want to keep talking about this, but it's just laughable when when we see people traveling, and then when you pass by people, they put up their mask right away, but they put up the wrong mask, a cloth mask. Hello, you need at least a surgical mask, because a surgical mask, the middle layer has filtration. It has a filter. It can filter 90, I think it's 95 to 98% of the virus. But anyway, this is my take on it. Once again, I'm not your financial advisor. Investing in cryptocurrency, commodity, and it has inherent risk. Please use your due diligence. Remember, crypto deep divers, we the people take control of our money. Stay wise, stay safe, and also stay healthy, and be wise as well. Don't listen to the mainstream media. I'm not your healthcare provider. And if you have any questions or concern about the coronavirus, you should talk to your primary care physicians. And this video is only for informational and entertainment purposes, not a healthcare advice. Please consult with your doctors.